Welcome to the Illuminati broadcast. I'm your king, David Moore. Welcome. Yes, I'm the Messiah. Get over it. All right. So, P.S. I'm God. OMG. All right. So, there's like a lot of crazy energy today. Oh, I wish I could remember what today is. I think it's the 26th, right? Let's count real quick to remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yes, today's the 26th. We're in the month of March, right? So that's ruled by Saturn and Pisces. Today's energy is very extreme. I think today is Thursday, so that's really good because we got that Jupiter energy. And remember, Pisces is also the element of water, and the element of water is ruled by Jupiter. Of course, we have the moon that kind of controls it, so it needs both. But if there was no moon, it would just be Jupiter, right? So the moon is kind of like its adornment. My fish is just sitting up there just chilling. I kind of warmed up his water, so he's just like, you know how when you get sleepy? All right, so I'm trying to make videos right now before it gets crazy out there because I can tell people are going to start booming their boxes out there. Yeah, the astrology right now is intense. Like, the Saturn is like, if you were to look up into the sky right now, it looks like this. You have the Grand Cross. Obviously, it has the Orion's belt right here, but the moon is right here, right now, kind of in this transition. So it lets you know, like, and this is that Pisces energy. So this is March, right? And that's when the moon is out. That's incredible. This really works. It really, really does work. I'm watching Melanie King right now. She's a really great YouTuber. She's like on point with her Bible prophecy at Cat Knocker. She really knows what she's talking about. And she said, the earth is immovable. In the Bible, it says the earth is immovable. So the earth is not rotating. The days are getting shorter, but it's not rotating. No, we're not spinning faster. No, the sun spins around on a pole axis, like a stripper, right? And we're just watching it spin around and around this pole. When it turns nighttime, it's because it's going around that pole. We're to the point where we can't see it anymore. And then once it hits around that pole, because it's a circular pole, it's gonna be like we can see it when it barely hits it. Yeah, like if there was a pole and you were holding a light bulb and you went behind the pole, it would be dark on the other side of the pole, right? Wow, it makes so much sense, science. And that explains why the earth is immovable, because the earth isn't moving, the sun is moving. It's just rotating around in this axis in the center of the earth. I don't know. I remember there's a part in the Bible where they say they roll out a scroll and the world is flat, just like this. This is what that means. Because the world is actually inside of a dome, right? We're inside of a dome. But when you roll it out with this, it's all flat, right? Then you can read it. I'm always painting it, so sometimes the sigils they won't change. The sigils won't change. This is a fixed diagram. But I like to enhance them so they look really nice. So I just go over them. Obviously, we know Cancer's here. We know this is Leo. You have to know this. You have to memorize it. Like, I could tell you what this means without saying the symbols. This is Sagittarius, this is Capricorn, this is Aquarius. These are all earth signs. Here we have Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, the moon, Mars, the sun, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter. It's very simple. So when you look at it this way, you're facing the south when you're looking at it this way. So the sun rises in the east and it sets in the west, correct? But the way the sun is rotating around the pole, it's going like this. So this is the pole, right? And right here is 12 a.m. when it's behind the pole, so you can't see it, right? Oh, now you can start to see it again. And as it gets closer, around that clock, because this is 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., you start to see that sunrise. And this is the horizon, remember that. So that's why you start seeing it pop up. And then once it hits 12 p.m., it's right in front of the pole, right? So it's sitting right in front of the pole. So this is going from north to south, and then south to west. So north to east, east to south, south to west to north. In this diagram, the way the sun rotates around the pole, this is how we see the sun rotate, the sun rising and falling into the horizon. But what's actually going on is it's moving around that pole. And these are the 24 hours. There's 24 spaces right here. There's 32 spaces for the month. The ancients created this a long time ago. This is real stuff. And the reason why I like to use this is because I love to use magic. You know those orbs in the sky, you know the fire falling from the sky, the weather, natural disasters, that's all me. And I use this to help me focus on what I want and when the energies are rising. So let's see, what's today? The 26th, right? So we're gonna find out who this is, because this is what the energy's strongest at. This is the angel that it's strongest with right now. So we're gonna find out who this angel is. So let's count. We know this is 36, we know this is 50, so 52, 54, 56 on the 26th. That's incredible. All right, so let's look up 56. We're gonna look at 55 and 56 because we count by twos. So the 51, well, the 55 would be the daytime, 56 would be nighttime. So let's see who's 55. Autoboss. In Pokemon, that is Horsea and Seadra and Kingdra. And this is what his sigil looks like. And if you can see, we have Horsea's head with its little mouth sticking out, right? That's how Pokemon works. It's the Ars Goetia. You have to remember these demons are actually angels. They just say that they're bad, so people that don't know what they're doing can't use them. Jews do it all the time, because I'm Ashkenazi. That means I'm Jewish. And I'm Irish. I'm related to kings. King's blood. Kings only learned how to use this. But I'm teaching you guys for free. For fun. I mean, there's a cost actually, but I mean, it's more of a spiritual cost, right? Anyways, Ouroboros. The 55th spirit is Ouroboros. He is a great and mighty prince. I have to catch fruit flies, or those little tiny little, I don't know what kind of flies they are, gnats or something? I don't know, they fly around in here. I try to put a bottle over there for them to get trapped in. We'll see if it works. All right, but at the command of the exorcist, he puts on the image of a man. Okay, so he's a mighty prince. So right away, we know that he's made out of water because the prince is Jupiter. Jupiter rules over the element tin, the metal tin, and he rules over water. Okay, so we know Horsea is made out of water, right? Horsea is a water Pokemon. And then he's a mighty prince. He appears like a horse. Horsea. It makes so much sense now, right? Right. But after the command of the exorcist, he puts on the image of a man. All right, so today I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! The thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that if you're a high-level magician like me and you play games like that, real things happen. It invokes the spirits. It creates some real-world effects. You might not realize it if you're just a plain Jane, right? You're just kind of moving into with the gears, but I'm different. I'm extreme. I'm powerful. So when I play with my bloodline, it enables some really crazy magic. And today I used Yubel, and she's a spirit that is she's partly Yugi, right? And Bel is Baal, the god, right? So she's basically God. So she's like this god form. She's very androgynous, and she looks like a demon, and she's scary and spooky. She grows ram horns, and she has a dragon. Like, she's just the epitome of revelations, and we love that. If you don't love that, remember, anybody that doesn't believe in me are the Jews that killed Jesus. And the ones that do believe in me are the ones that believe in Jesus. That's just plain as it is. They believe that I'm their Messiah and I'm their God, so that's just how it works. All right. Remember, this is all just a role-playing game called Castle Demon Lord, for entertainment purposes only. All right. He puts on the image of a man. His office is to discover all things past, present, and to come. Whenever they say he puts on the image of a man, that means first you're gonna notice a horse. And something a horse, like maybe like a carriage or a car, maybe a blue car or a blue horse, or like maybe it's a blue sky with a lot of clouds, things like that. You kind of have to tie them together. That's how he speaks. And then you'll meet a person. That when they say he puts on the image of a man, that means you'll meet somebody that will bring you a message from the afterlife or from God, from the spiritual realm, to answer a question that you have. Like when you meet somebody and then they tell you something that like kind of matches with what you're going through, and you're like, all right, I hear you, God, right? But if you don't have that, obviously you're one of the Jews that killed Jesus. All right. And there's another word that I learned today, which is Advent. Advent is like the time when Jesus is born to the time he is resurrected for the end of days, something like that. All right, anyways, his office is to discover all things past, present, and to come. We know that Jupiter is actually used for treasure hunting. So if you ever want to do divination or treasure hunting, Jupiter is your element. So that's why they use the cup of Joseph. That's why I don't know what's his name, Joseph Smith or whatever, the guy from Mormon religion. I don't know what his name is. I always forget. It's either John Smith or Joseph Smith. But obviously we know that the cup of Joseph is water, right? The technicolored robe. You put the water in the air, it makes a rainbow. Noah, we get it. The cup represents the heart, a chalice, right? They say you gotta have your cup full with the like good stuff, right? Also to give dignities and prelacies. So dignities and prelacies. Just he can give you a good reputation, and he can give you the things you need. Like today, I have a job now, and they were like really fair about it, and they were really good about it, and they had a lot of good things to say to me, and I was like, cool, like it worked, you know. And the favor of friends and of foes. So if you have an enemy, God will find a way to make it advantageous for you to have an enemy, right? And to have friends. He gives true answers of divinity and of the creation of the world. Wow, wait a minute. We heard about that the earth is immovable today. See, it does things like that. He is very faithful unto the exorcist and will not suffer him to be tempted of any spirit. That means you won't be led astray. If you believe in God, you won't be led astray. You can only use this if you believe in God. That's the only way. Only way. If you believe in anything else, like you have to believe in Jesus Christ. And then you have to believe that I am Jesus Christ. That's the only way this will work. Trust me, that's the only way it will work. If you don't believe that, it won't work. I remember when I was in school and I was like, I did my best because I knew how powerful these were, and I was like, I'm never gonna use it because it's just, if one, it's unfair to humanity. Two, like, I don't need that. Like, I can live a better life without it. But they reached out to me everywhere I went, every school that I went to really famous celebrity schools. And every time that I went to those schools, in the computers, wherever I went, in the saved files, like really far away, I would find these sigils. I would find the images of those spirits. And they were just saved on there. Like, who put them on there? Like, nobody. Who would have thought to put something like that on there? They were just basic templates. And I'm like, you know what? Every time, and I always get gifts from them. Always. So I was like, fine, let's work together. Let's do this. And the minute that I started working with them, I was like, oh, the humans are using me. And I was like, that's why my life sucks. Because you guys are in it. So I was like, all right, let's use the spirit to destroy humanity. And the thing is, this is how the Illuminati works. They want you to go crazy so you can hurt people, right? And hurt yourself. We don't want that. We're gonna just throw it back at them. Let them hurt themselves. We don't wanna hurt people. We don't wanna do crazy things out there. We don't want to be bad people. We want to be good people. The Illuminati, the peoples that have power, they want you to do the bad, right? So celebrities want you to do bad. Drug dealers want you to do bad. Everybody wants you to do bad. But you need to do good. That's the challenge, right? But you don't believe in Jesus, so, and that's one way to tell. That's one way to know. All right, next we have Gremory or Gamori. The 56th spirit is Gremory or Gamori. Obviously that means grimoire, but in Pokemon he would be Seeking and Goldeen. You know the Pokemon? Goldeen. Seeking. He's seeking, right? Anyways, if you watch The Wizard of Oz, the new movie, she gets a book called The Gremory. Grand Grimoire, what it really means is like great memory. Like it's a great book because it has great memories. This is the Grand Grimoire. This green book is the Grand Grimoire. I hope you guys know that. That's like basically the chalice, like the Ark of the Covenant. It's the Bible, it's the Elon, it's the ephod, it's everything. It's a tabernacle. It's all stuff in one. And that's what this is. So this book tells you how to make this. This book tells you how to make playing cards before playing cards even existed. This invented that. So if you're a person that plays poker, you're playing this. You're using this. I hope you know. So what's the difference, right? You use cell phones, you use cars. All of that came from this. This invented all those things. I hope you know. So everything, the clothes you're wearing, the hospitals that you were born in, they all came from this. The Bibles you read came from this. The Torahs you read came from this. Yes, this is the Tetragrammaton. That's the name, right? That's one of the name of the angels, the one of the priests, the prophets that went to heaven and became an angel for God. Moses used this. This was Moses' best friend. This was the burning bush for Moses. This was his staff. He did all that through this. Literally. And if you don't know that, then you're not a real Jew. You're the ones that killed Jesus. So if you deny this, you're the Jew that killed Jesus. And no, Judas was not a bad guy. You know why? Because him and Jesus were in love. And they had to go make a scandal so they can escape. And they framed somebody else. I don't know. Maybe. It's just a theory, right? Anyways, let's go back to Gremory. The Grand Grimoire. Gamori. And appears in the form of a beautiful woman. Goldeen. With the Duchess's crown tied about her waist. Goldeen. Alright. And riding on a great camel. I don't know if that's Goldeen, but hey. Maybe the camel or the waves, right? Or the wind or the clouds. It could be a lot of things. It's poetry, remember? Psalms. King Solomon wrote Psalms. The Song of Solomon. It's a duke, remember? So that's Venus, that's air, that's swords, that's voice, that's action, right? Like, Right? His office is to tell of all things past, present, and to come, and of treasures rid. So he can tell you about treasures, and he can help you find them. So Oribos will go find your treasures for you, and he'll tell you about them. Cool, right? Let's go find some treasures. There really is treasure. That's how the Mormons found the plates, right? That's how the Mormons interpreted them. They use this. I hope you know that. If you're a Mormon, this is what you really believe in. I hope you know that. And this is a good thing, because it leads you to me. Yes, it's true. All right. I guess I'll just mention it right now, right? So you would think I should be afraid for my life, right? Normal people don't call themselves God. No, normal people don't call themselves Messiah. Normal people don't do things like this. They don't say things like this. Normal people don't do these things. I'm just letting you know. So if I am the Messiah, which I am, and if I am God, which I am, I should be dead by now, right? I should be dead. whether it be through the Illuminati or through the government, whatever it is, I shouldn't be alive because of those things, right? Like, that's blasphemy. People have been burned for less. Let's just keep that in mind. So that must mean that I must be pretty powerful with my magic, right? Because that's all I have is magic. Remember in Yu-Gi-Oh, what is Pegasus trying to say? He's like, hey, Yugi, you're level 1, you're level 0, like, you're weaker than Karibo. Like, what can you do? You're so weak that you can't do anything. All you do is take, and you use people. That's what he was telling Yugi. I don't know. Am I that weak? If I'm that weak, then I guess the only friend I have is this book, right? Right. And to tell you of all things past, present, and to come, and of treasures rid, and what they lie in. Ooh, what they lie in. And to procure the love of women, both young and old. When they say where it lies in, lying is kind of important. So maybe he can help you, like, see past when people are lying to you, right? We can do things like that. Or, like, because a treasure, if it's being hidden, it's lying, right? It's like, hey, I'm not here. Just like in the diagram, right? It's invisibility. So the sun is hidden behind that pole, but it's on the other side hitting Jerusalem. While it's nighttime here, it's daytime over there, right? Because it's behind that pole. but to us, we can't see it, so it's lying, right? The sun is like, I'm not there, I'm not here. It's still there, it's just behind the pole. You gotta think. All right. So Orobus rules over 20 legions, and Gremory rules over 26. Let's see what we have for those two. So 20 is Person. He's a great king. He appears like a man with a lion's face, carrying a cruel viper in his hand and riding upon a bear. Going before him are many trumpets sounding. He knows all things hidden and can discover treasure. He knows past, present, and to come. He takes body both human and aerial. He answers of earthly things, both secret and divine, in the creation of the world. He brings forth good familiars, and under his government there be 22 legions. He is the order of virtues and thrones. Okay, so with Person, this is going to be his image, his little sigil. Kind of looks like an imp with like a little trident, right? So 26 is the next one. So we'll look at 26 after this. But first, let's look at where he is. 20 is over here. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So these sun energies. And that's why they say he comes upon a bear, right? So this is that bear energy, that lion. I know that I said that usually the earth is seen as that bear, but I think that's why they say he's like a lion with bear's feet, or like they mention like the Antichrist with stuff like that. But anyways, this is the trumpet part, because usually when the kings are going, they have trumpets playing before them. He could take aerial, so this is the aerial form of him, so he's basically rising, and this could be seen as the bear part. But you kind of have to see his image here, but you just got to know that he's right here, and that there's something going on here. There's just something going on here. Don't worry about it. It's too advanced for you. It's not supposed to be too, like, just wait till you get there, okay? Just let it happen. Things, just give it time. Let it cook, right? Okay, let's see. That's Person. And then 26 is Bunye or Bim. This guy's great, actually. He's really great. He helps me all the time. He's a mighty duke, strong and great. He appears in the form of a dragon with 3 heads, one like a dog, one like a griffin, and one like a man. He speaks with a high and comely voice. He changes the place of the dead and causes the spirits which be under him to gather upon your sepulchres. He gives riches unto a man and makes him wise and eloquent. He gives true answers unto demands, and he governs 30 legions. This would be this guy right here. If you notice, that looks like Poliwag, right? Politoed, Poliwrath. That's the Pokemon that he's based off of. Person is Venomoth, Venonat and Venomoth. But that really is very difficult to describe. But if you notice, he does kind of have like, he does look like a little bear or a lion, because he's all fluffy and he has like a crown on his head and whatever. But he's a king, right? So now we know who was doing 20. Gremory was doing 20, right? No, Orobus was doing 20. So it would be Horsey and Venonat. So that lets you know Jupiter and the sun. So the energy of sun and Jupiter are very important, because Jupiter's power is to find treasure, right? But The sun's power is to reveal things that are hidden. It can make things invisible or it can reveal them, right? Like if the sun is outside, it can help you see something. And if you use the sun right, you can kind of hide things in the shadows, or you can make things so bright that it's hard to see it, right? It's just how do you use your magic, right? So that's that energy. And then for Gremory would be the Duke and another Duke. So it's like extra wind power. So you can probably make some really crazy tornadoes. So I'll probably do that tonight. Like, just work on some crazy tornadoes that go around looking for treasure for me and then bring it to me, right? That's how magic works. It's a formula. It's experimental. It's going to work different for everybody. For you, it might be different. You might be like, hey, I can go find this information online. Or somebody else could be like, hey, I can find this information in a book. Or I really want to get good grades. So he's going to help you study and find the right answers. Or maybe you're looking for a date, right? And it can help you go find your true love. Things like that, right? I'll tell you one thing. It definitely works if you believe in me. But what's even worse is that if you don't believe in me, these spirits they'll make you do everything that they want. You basically don't exist. They control you. They plan out your whole move. They know what they're doing. They're like, we know how to move these humans. Trust me. Do you think you really could defeat an army of aliens? Those are demons. If you couldn't beat the aliens, what makes you think you could beat a demon? And imagine, okay, and then if Jesus was like, nah, I'm not gonna help you humans, like get them aliens, fuck them up. What you gonna do now? Jesus ain't gonna help you. I ain't gonna help you. That's the power of magic. Anyways, so now that we have that down, tomorrow's gonna be the 27th. So we'll just check out what that's gonna be. So we'll have it right here. So 56, 58, right? Who's 57, 58, just so we can get a good idea of what tomorrow's gonna look like. Osei and Amy. So Osei is Starmie, Amy is Mr. Mime. Osei is a great president, appears like a leopard. Amy is a great president as well. So it's double earth energy. Oh my god. Double earth and I guess it don't make no sense to me. Starmie? What does Starmie look like? It looks like a damn gem. What do starfish? They're like on the ground, right? That's that earth energy. So what if it has water? Still earth energy. It's coming out of the water on this diagram. So it makes sense, right? It's on the beach. And then Amy is Mr. Mime. Seeking Amy. Have you heard that song by Britney Spears? She's like, have you seen Amy? She's talking about this demon, but you guys didn't know that because you guys are dumb. You guys are Perez Hiltons. I want to be mean to Perez Hilton, but let's be real. Like, can he do anything for me? Let's find out. Let's see if he's worthy. Let's see if he can do anything for me. I know he can. I think he can. I have a feeling him and Jeffree Star can do something for me. Can work some magic in the world for me, right? All right. So Amy, Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime puts up invisible barriers, right? Remember, Mercury is the invisible hour. Because you can't see the sun, right? It's invisible. So that's okay. Okay, we get it now. And then that wall is Earth because we still can't pass through it even though it's invisible. Oh, so that's how Mr. Mime works. Okay. But his office is to make one wonderfully knowing in astrology and all liberal sciences. He gives good familiars and bewrays treasure kept by spirits. He appears in the form of fire. He puts on the shape of man. That's why his hair looks all squiggly. Oservoso is a great president, appears like a leopard, puts on the shape of man. His office is to make one cunning in liberal sciences, gives true answers to divine secret things, to change man into any shape that the exorcist pleases, so that it is so changed, will not think any other thing that he is verity, that creature or thing. He can transform you, basically. So if I'm like, hey, make those people ducks, they're going to be ducks. They're going to be walking around, paddling around everywhere. Like, it's crazy. So I guess we're going to have to do some magic, transform some people into things. But that's enough for tonight. I'll catch y'all later. Good night. Bye-bye.